going on, everybody in the Asgardian League of Fantasy? It is your commish, Olive Juice 88, coming at you from Sunday morning. It's break time in the workplace. Meant to do this last night and got a little busy taking care of the baby and all that. So I'm gonna give the beard a little dust. I've got the sleeper app over top of the video, so I can't actually see my face. Yeah, I'm pretty clean this week. No crumbs in the beard. So all that being said, I'm going to jump into week 13. So in our first matchup, we had Brian Carton taking me out back behind the woodshed and really sticking it to me. That's a 46-point victory. In our second matchup, we had Matt Murphy taking out Brad by an underwhelming 10-point margin. In our third matchup, we had Pops taking out Josh Jansen. I think I mentioned it last week that Jansen had quite a few bye weeks and was going to be a little difficult to field a winning lineup. That was a 39-point victory for old Papa Bear, who gets his third win on the season, tripling the total for next year from last year. And, he's primed to, hopefully bounce back next year. He's got a good young team, and we'll see what happens. In our fourth game, we had Eric and the Valhalla Ballers taking out J. Russ by a whopping 104 points, putting up 231.24 points. That is the new all-time weekly high mark. The offensive and defensive player of the week is coming from this game, with Tyreek Hill on offense, where he went 5 for 157 and 2 touchdowns being 40-plus yards. And Alex Singleton, I think his name is Alex. Let's click on it here. Alex Singleton, linebacker for the Denver Broncos. He had a sack to go along with 12 tackles and a quarterback hit, and put up 30-some-odd points. Tyreek Hill put up, close to 40 points. Let's go back and check. Hold on, let me hit the wrong button. Yeah, so Tyreek Hill was 36.3 points and Alex Singleton was 29 points. Like, dude, Eric's team just completely went bonkers last week and destroyed Mr. Russell there. And in our final matchup, in a must-win game that I thought it was going to be tough to work out without Justin Jefferson playing still. Brian Smith takes out Melvin. Gives him a second loss on the season. I mean, he's still got the 1 seed locked up, but it's nice to see that he can be beat. 31-point victory. The bench player of the week this week goes to Deebo Samuel. He put 45 points, I believe. 45.8 points. He had 190 total scrimmage yards because he had 60 kick return yards. And he had 3 total touchdowns, 2 of them being for 40-plus yards. Like, that's just a crazy week for Deebo Samuel last week. In our little, information session, I'm going to go through the playoff standings and scenarios. The number 1 seed is going to be Melvin with an 11-2 victory, 11-2 record. He's got that locked up. The 2 seed is going to be Eric at 9-4. He's got that locked up. Even if Matt Murphy wins and Eric loses, he's still got the tiebreaker on points, so he's going to take the 2 seed. Right now, Murphy is hanging on to the 3 seed. If he loses and me or Brian Smith win, we will take over the 3 seed. Due to points tiebreakers. If me and Brian both win and Murphy loses, Brian gets it. I'll take the 4 seed, and Murphy will be in the 5 seed. If Murphy wins, he's got the 3 seed locked up. So we'll see how that plays out. And then our 6 seed currently is Josh Jansen, and there's a 3-way battle for that going on. If Josh Jansen wins and Russell and Carton lose, he gets it. If Russell wins and Jansen loses, he'll get it. If Jansen and Russell both win and Josh Jansen doesn't get outscored by 3 points, Jansen will still get it. If he does get outscored by 3 points, Russell gets it. It's crazy. It's a lot to go through. I'm not going to go through it all right now because I am on break and we are winding down. I got about 5 more minutes to get through the last of this. So as you can tell, it is a pretty tight battle for the final playoff spot with 3 players looking to get in. And so we're just gonna have to see how it plays out. So yeah, and then in the toilet bowl bracket, the 2 that don't get in the playoff between Carton, Jansen, and Russell, they'll be between the 7 and 8 seed. The 9th seed in the toilet bowl is Pops with his 3-10 record. Even if he loses and Brad wins this week, he still got Brad in a point tiebreaker, so he's the 9th seed, and Brad is going to be all the way down in the 10th seed. So playoff matchups are still up in the air, and I'm excited to see how that plays out this week. As we have myself taking on Pops. I'm currently favored in that matchup with the projections. We've got Eric taking on Brad. Eric is, extremely favored in the projections. Mr. Smith taking on Mr. Carton. We've got the battle of the Bryans going on. Mr. Smith is favored there. Matt Murphy is taking on Josh Jansen. Has currently got a 6-ish point lead. It'd be real cool, Josh, if you decided to try to beat Murphy this week. Just saying, I would like, a different seed. And in our final matchup, we've got Melvin taking on Mr. Russell, and Melvin is favored there. So all that being said, it's an exciting week of fantasy football left to be played. I can't wait to see who wraps up the final playoff matchups and go into next week and see who the champion is going to be. So all that being said, I'm going to get off here. See y'all next week with the week 14 recap.